Oh, no adverts. Right, that's sound test done. Sound test is all right. Let's have a look at this microphone. Hello, microphone. Ah, it looks like a microphone. There we go. Bit of text on the screen. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Sort of. Why it doesn't come up on the main screen? Or does it? Right, hard to tell. I can't tell what's happening, really. I'm not a professional streamer. Right, yeah, okay. Here we are. Get out of that. Get into this. That's getting longer for some reason. Oh, right, yeah. I've realised that I don't even have that on my system. That can go. Yeah. Dice, initialize, does help. What have we got so far? This is a code review. So what I've done this morning whilst doing the tidying up, messing around and looking after all the cats. I'm nearly ready for the start, but I just put in a couple of printfs. I mean, I could have used red blobby blobs, which you're supposed to do, I suppose. Which I do if it's in like a while loop or a render loop or something like that, and I want to have a look at something. Yeah, that's really good. But in general, I think this is a good idea. So I put in a printf here. I put in a printf here. And I put in a printf here. Because I knew that the corridor thing isn't working. Okay. The other thing I've been doing this morning is, as you could see, the resources was open. I've added another PNG. Can we actually view that? Yes, we can. There you go, PNG. That looks nice, doesn't it? I'll come back to that later. So now when I run this, we should have floor. There you go. Got floor. And it's random. And there's no corridors. Well, I've got the stats up in the top left-hand corner if you can, from those 3 printfs. If you can see it. Can I modify that view so you can see what I'm looking at? There you go. I've got a feeling that you can see there is an error. Well, not an error. You probably say there's a problem here, but no, there isn't. This is the solution. Now, when I converted this over yesterday, I remember messing around with a few variables. But I didn't check to see whether they were the right variables to mess around with. So yeah, and I was also doing some casting, wasn't I? Yeah. So I was bringing everything up to C++ standard from C. So yeah, we can see now from this that every single corridor is in the wrong place. Nice. The first corridor might be right. I doubt it with these zeros in. 0 to 0, 0 to 0, 3 to 4. Oh, this is hilarious. Hilarious stuff. No, obviously that's not gonna happen. We need to create or make sure that these numbers are doing the correct things. So let's have a look at what we're actually doing. Okay. Dungeon level create. Let's start at the top. This is a code review, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step through this, but without using the IDE's stepper, as it were. I can step through this using the IDE. That's not the point of this. The point of this is learning that programming and systems analysis are two totally different things. Systems analysis will probably pass this, but programming is not going to pass this. So we're picked up on an inconsistency within our generating of numbers. And that's important. So let's have a look at this. What we do is we generate rooms. Okay. We then create a room, which is successful, as we can see. All the rooms are a success as far as we're concerned. Map width, dice roll for the breadth, width X, breadth Z. Looks okay. I'm just trying to work out why those are duplicated. Right. Attempt to place room into map. Dungeon room create. There we go. Make sure that no two rooms overlap. Go ahead and make the room, if all clear. And return true. It returns false if there's an error. Oh, something else I wanted to do whilst I was here. Because it confused somebody yesterday. So we're going to take the +1s off. Somebody wanted to know why they were there. Because of the way I typed in the code. So here, get rid of the equal sign. That's all we have to do. So now it falls in line and doesn't look too bad. I wonder why they are in white. Never mind. Don't care. All right. So 0 to 79 is our 80. And 0 to 39 is our 40. Because computers start at 0. I just wanted it to start at 1 and make it look... Nah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter that much. Dungeon level create. Right, back to this. It should mean that these work properly as well now. Because I was cheating here with the +3. Just wondering if I need it now. Right, that's your XY position. Actually, that's correct now. It should go out of bounds. Yeah, we can't use 80. We're going to have to put a -1 on there now. Yeah, we are. Because we're taking that 80th position off, it isn't 80, it's 79 we should have here. Okay. Right, I'm happy with that. And we are going 1. Yeah, okay. That'll work. So that's working. Just check actually. Just press F5 and you can check that it works. There you go, it works. What happens if I don't put those 1s in? Now that is interesting. What happens if we don't put the 1s in? No, it made it. Oh dear, Windows doesn't work anymore. Still made it, we're not getting there yet. Right. I will return. It's obviously not picking up on that error, so never mind. It will happen, but when I don't know. It'll be an indeterminate error. It'll just appear out of nowhere. After about 200 runs of the thing, because it's on a randomization. I'll take it out now. Floor tiles used, correct. Dungeon level, yeah. Room location, X. We haven't got that. We have not set it. Can anybody see a problem? If I remember, I replaced these into the call. Interesting. I don't think that's right. I think it's in map. Room location X and Y. See, room location X and Z. Sorry. So it's that dice roll. Place the room. By putting that in there, I've cancelled that out there. Okay, fine. I've got a static cast to int here. We're not using room location Y. So this is a complete waste of time. Right. Let's reprogram this to do something useful. And we'll just take it out and that'll give us errors. Yep. So what I'm going to do is int room location underscore x and int room location underscore z equals 0. There we go. Just put them in like that. Underscore x now becomes a thing. Underscore z now becomes a thing. And we'll come back in here. And we shall say room location x equals that dice roll. We'll put it back to how it was. Semicolon. Okay, and that there. Get rid of that, and that's now room location x. Okay. Room location z. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just unraveling the mistake that I made yesterday, but I'm changing it at the same time so that we don't need to use static cast, which is the reason I changed it in the first place, to avoid using a static cast. Equals that. Okay. That now works. Get rid of one of those. Take that and make it into room location Z. Now it reads right as well. So you've got the location X and Z, width X and breadth Z. Everything reads right here, which means now when we create the corridors, the locations should be correct. F5. Voila. We have corridors. Right, I'm looking at this pattern that this texture is creating. And as you can see, the texture is automatically doing its own thing. Okay. Right, I just want to try something out to see how easy this is or not. Don't need you. What I'm going to do, so that's fixed, by the way, the problem that we had. It was me changing something from the original without thinking through it fully. That's all it was. Not really a problem. So that's that part. We are on a review. So today, in a review, you are not supposed to change the code and you're just supposed to come up with ideas, but that was a code correction. But in my style of code review, I experiment with the code that I've already got to see if changes well, not just could be made, but whether they should be made. Because now we have a dungeon. And of course, we don't, because we've moved the camera, I'll show you. We haven't changed anything else. Where did we put the camera? Where did we start our camera before? Can't remember. I think it was 3. Mate, I also noticed that when I do an alteration, I do that. So I'll just put that in first. GLM colon vec3. Trying to remember the original thing that we had. It would have been X none. Y would have been 0.5. And I think our Z direction was 3. I think. I'll soon tell you. There you go. Our GUI hasn't gone anywhere. If I could turn the camera around now, you would see all of that lot. Actually, we can take those printfs out now. You would see a full dungeon behind us. So our GUI has remained there, which is quite interesting. It's just staying where it's been put. It's not following the camera, which is going to... I don't like this. Why doesn't it work properly? Interesting. All right, so no, nothing's changed. It's just... Put those back in now. We're not supposed to be changing things. Any changes that I make that aren't corrections have to be put back in. There we go. At this point, let's have a look. What can we do? Yeah, I'm going to, in case I mess up. Huh? Ah, thank you. All right. Corrections. Enabling corridors to be created. Full stop. Sync. That's a straight correction. So now we're free to play with the code. And this is what a code review is about. It's playing with your code. One of the things I want to have a look at is in the rendering. This is a little bit more to my heart. So I'll show you what I mean. What I'm looking at is this dark line here. There is also something else we could look at. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Right, I'm not allowed to tell you about that, am I? Okay. You can see how in certain areas the lines are going a bit weird. There's a lot we can do to stop that from happening. I mean, there's an awful lot we could do. We could do things properly for starters, but maybe that's not what this is all about. Okay, I think I'm getting used to that now. What I'd like to look at, though, is the way that we're rendering it, first of all. We should have it separated. Here it is. It's separated off here. All we're doing is we are checking to see whether a map cell exists or not. And if it does, we're just rendering a model that we have. 0, our 0th model, we're calling floor. Don't alter. That really should be called floor model. You see, these are the things that I think about once I'm going on like code reviewing. But I do alter things and I'm not supposed to. What I would do here is I would put into our rendering what we got. We've already got the matrix utils. Let's put up a source. Let's have Amber Math, and let's have this dice thingy. Now we've got it. There we go. That's properly done now. What I was thinking is our dice can do dicey type things. What I can do here is take an int. Do I want an int? No, I want a float, don't I? Yeah, okay. Int. Random. Randomizer equals dice roll. And all I want for my dice roll this time is the number and the type 1d4. One second, 1d4. Yeah, that's right. -1. Okay. Then I'll select a float. Call it angle. And that's going to equal randomizer. Randomizer times 90. Yeah, that'll do. Well, 90.0f. We might be able to get away with that without a static cast. We'll see. And then here, got model position. And what we can do next here is take the model position. We've already got the model position coming through there, so it doesn't really matter. We can do all. Right, let's put all this below. All right. Okay. And then just put model position. And that will be the Y rotation. Y rotation equals angle. Okay. It's not telling me what it is. Come on, what are you? It's a float. Good. Right. Okay. Let's try that and see if we do get that error. Yeah, I think we got something bad. Look at that. Don't you think that's fun? That is so awesome. But if you notice, it hasn't taken care of the black lines. It has got rid of regular patterns, though. That's interesting. Right. Okay. That's awesome, isn't it? I think that's just so awesome. The dungeon looks quite good, actually, like that, but never mind. So, yeah. Just checking that through, seeing what's available and whether it would make a difference or not. Answer is bleh, not really bothered. I think I want a different, yeah. Right, I'm not going to bother. So you can randomize the direction, but you don't do it here, obviously. As you could see, obvious things. Right. So that's that done. What else can we do? Another part of the code review was the rendering itself, wasn't it? Okay. All right. So if render time is greater than 16, yeah, that'll do all right. And just print that out. Let's try that. I'm hoping we get some numbers spitting out. There we go. 40. So we are getting quite a few frames that are going past our legal boundary, but look how random it is. We can stop it anytime just by clicking on the window. Look at the figures it's producing. It's very, very random. And we're not changing any data whatsoever. Right? At no point are we changing any data. Why is there such a high variance on time spent rendering when all the data is in exactly the same? We're not even changing the camera position. We're not changing any of the calculations at all. All the data is fully prepared, and all we do is we render it. Okay. I think what we need to do is have a look at that data. Okay. So the data that we should be looking at is here. Game state, yeah, I can see that should alter. Entities to render, GUI to render, and text 3D to render should not change. So let's build ourselves a little print, shall we? Okay, to put that to the other side. So we start with it, not end with it. Yeah, we'll pop you in. Okay. So let's give ourselves more information on this, because it could be important. It might not be. Well, this is a code review, so I think we should take a look at what's going on in here. What we're going to look at next is entities. So we'll call it entities. And that equals %d. Well, not really. Yes, it does. It'll convert to a %d. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take entities to render and just take the size of it. Nothing much, just the size. See if it'll do that for me. Well, it's not giving me a hissy fit, but it is a size T. Okay, it should work. I think we'll do... Yeah. I think we'll do the others as well. Got enough screen to do it with. So, GUI to render. And text 3D to render. Okay. And this is going to be GUI render. GUI. Oh, for God's sake, can you get your tabbing right in here? And this is going to be text 3D. All right. Let's see what kind of rubbish information we get now. All right, so I'm proving a fact. At no point is our data changing. So what is changing? We have a variable or a variation, a huge variation in our rendering cycle that is not accounted for by the data. So this figure here does not represent the amount of data that we are pushing through. That's important. That distinction is important. All right, so I'm going to leave these on. And of course, it's all gone green squiggly. It works, you dunks. It still works as an int, for God's sake. It's because you want a U. Another thing I can't stand. There you go. It's now back up again. Now what's wrong with you? Oh, it's still telling me that U is an int. That makes you sick in the head, mate. Right. What is happening in our rendering that is so off kilter? Why is our rendering taking variations in time? Is there anything that we have in here that could vary in time? Right. Sit back and relax and take a good look at what I've got on screen. Some things vary, or varying. Now, I've got a horrible feeling that a lot of people don't do this test. Looking at some of the AAA games that come out. Not looking at anything like Fallout garbage that came out. Fallout 69 or whatever it was. Thank knows. Right. Back to seriousness. I'm just being silly. SDL get ticks, is that variable? Well, yeah, it depends on the size of get ticks. Would it give us a variation of 16 milliseconds? Say? Because that's the other thing that's happening. We've got a variation of up to about 16 milliseconds, which is double the allotted time for a frame. Okay. Clearing OpenGL doesn't usually cock up that much. Using the program, the shader program, shouldn't be a problem. Set uniform values. We have pre-located everything. So that takes the time out of that. Camera position is not changing. And the values of floats, the size of them isn't going to change. There's no variation in the uniforms. GLM value pointer. No, it can't be that, can it? Oh, first of all, look at the way I'm measuring it. Render time. Text, 3D to render, yeah. Here it is. Render all actually returns the value render time. So let's have a look at how we're measuring it first. So here in rendering, we start by getting the ticks. And once we've been through all of that lot, we end the render by taking the current minus the start and returning the value. So there's nothing in, there's no confusion that we are getting an accurate time. Everything's done within the function. So it's a measure of this function, and this is not really adding much time to it. We saw initially that it was 0 to 1 milliseconds. And now it's up to 40. In a random way, of course. Right. I want to try and count these out, but yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is Not text. Not models. Just want to do that. Let's not render the map. Okay. I'm looking for variation. What this is telling me is that the map is taking anything up to 28 milliseconds to render. Okay. There you go, 3 to 4 milliseconds we are spending on everything there. As if I didn't know that, something like that already. Yeah, you see. So, do that. How to do this. No, I'll do everything. I'll do it properly. So what we have to do now is take everything except for the map out of the equation. Go. So everything's removed except for the map. What value do we expect the map to do? Well, we set it to 2, so 14. We have 4. If that is set to 2, one moment, we've got 1 here, that's 3. We have 13 milliseconds left. In our renderer. Okay, let's give this the benefit of the doubt. Let's say we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and we'll call it 16. All right. What's going on? There is a little bit of variation going on. You can see 16 is obviously the standard or under, but you can see variations there as 17, 21, 24, 23, 25, 20, 20, 23, 24, 26, 19, 22. Oh my god, the variation is huge. What does that mean? What does that mean? Not a problem. But there's something wrong. I give up looking at that rubbish there. We don't really need it anymore anyway, do we? So we can take it out. We're not interested in that. Don't even need that. Right. Why have I got red lines everywhere? On the right hand side here. Oh, they've all disappeared. That was a bit weird. How strange. Okay, back to the story. Right, so where was I? Start main. Put me off completely, that. Here we go. This is our print here. So render all. Go through everything there. Okay. Rendering. Okay, so we've got it down to this. This has massive variance on it. Huge variance on it. Render map. Search current game state map cells. Well, we're not doing it that way. So that's out the window. If true, call render model for that location. So we're on check dungeon map. If true, call render model for that location. If it's not true, then don't. So if that is not true, it continues to the next one. But can you see something, a problem here? We've got a double for loop. And we are going out to dungeon check cells. All right. So what I'm going to do, I can't remember what the blooming heck these things are now. We're going to test something. Uint 32T. All right, whatever. Okay. Uint 32T. Test start equals whatever that thing is. I just copied it, shouldn't I? That one there. STL get ticks we're after. There it is. And then we come after the if statement. Can't. Okay, we've got to come after the if statement. And if SDL underscore get ticks minus test start is greater than 10, 2, 1, 1. We're just going to print up check map. Dungeon call plus render equals %u, whatever. I wonder if it's %ul. Who cares? Right, comma. Actually, we'll do it properly. Because this will not affect the results. There we go. Test result equals that minus test start. And we can just put, obviously, test result in here. And we can put test result in here now. A simple way of doing timers. Okay. So what we've done is we are locking this in a timer. And we're saying if it goes over a millisecond, we want to know about it. How long should it take to render a model? A millisecond would be very, very high. We'll try. We'll see if we can get one to pop. Right, so they're not popping. That's good. Okay. This could be interesting. It's got to take time, hasn't it? Let's be honest. Or is it just immeasurable? Whoa! I think we'll stop that one. I want to see what that was. It says it's taking 1 millisecond. I think that's a rounding error. Okay. I'm going to cut that and paste it here so that we go across the width for each. No, we're going down, aren't we, really? Yeah. Down each row. Yeah. So we can cut that from there. And we can pop it in here. There we go. Right, now we can go to that. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. If you noticed, it wasn't every time, by the way. That was important as well. There was a variation there. There it is. I didn't put a /t at the beginning. This found it. We have found it. Put a T on that. Here it is. Here we go. We have found the problem. Very easily. Just with a couple of insights. Look at it. We are not getting a high score on the renderer each time the rendering number goes woo type of thing. It's very random. Let's just stop it a minute. Let's just click on the window. So the dungeon call plus render being high is not necessarily what's causing the time spent rendering to be high. That's what that tells me. As you can see, time spent rendering is still massively variable, even though these are coming out on the 23, 24, 30, 28, 28, 30, 35, 32, 22, 32. Massive variance all over the place. So there is something seriously wrong with this code. I wonder if it's trying to error fix for that. Let's take the equal signs out. And now try it. Will that make a difference, do you think? Do you think that's made a difference? Are you shocked yet? All right, we've still got these randomized huge numbers, but we're not getting 30s anymore. Our highest is in the 20s now. And our dungeon call plus render equals 2 has suddenly settled down a little bit. What's going on? I find that amazing. Mhm. Okay, so we've made our first change. The other thing that we should do is make sure nothing goes on the 0th line. And we haven't done that. Just as a test, let's take out 0, which should not be used anyway. We just haven't modified the code yet. So the code hasn't been modified to accept that. Just a warning. F5. There we are. We're back to pretty rough and ready 30s again. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, so I don't think that's... We haven't got the code for that, but we'll put that back to 0. Is it to do with these for loops? Well, if one of these for loops goes above 1 milliseconds, then I would say yeah. It is. Let's see what information I can get on that. XY equals 0, 0. Good. If I double click on that, get that. That just shows it in here, doesn't it? Am I able to get any other information out of it, this or not? Go to module. Ah. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. Right, so we've got a call. Hold on a minute. I stopped on the if statement. If dungeon check map cells. Let's put it in for us, that's nice anyway. That's interesting. Here it's moving the whole goddamn lot. Alright. That's correct. It's calling it there. We can't do anything about that. Ah, what? Yes, we can. We've got a jump. We've got two. We've got another one there. Damn it. You see, that's not doing anything. That's not messing us up. And of course, once we've got the ticks, we've got them. This doesn't matter. That's just a printout. I'm just wondering. Did I leave notes in the original about this or not? Hmm. We've got one there. One there. We've got one there. One there. This is what's taking the time. And that's fine because that's a 4 next loop. We've got a compare in it as well. You have a look at the next one. It's virtually the same. Yeah. That's a standard 4 next loop. Okay. That's fine. What am I going to do about this? Absolutely nothing. Do you know why? Properties. First of all, we are in debug mode, which runs at 50% of the true speed, if that. As we are in debug mode. So any timings taken are false. First thing to watch out for. Other thing to watch out for is things in here. Okay. Treat warnings as I can't do that. I wish I could. Interesting. Experimental, no. Okay. Output. There it is. Disabled. We're on default for inline. Ooh. This whole lot switched off. Oh, wow. Doesn't matter, we can get it. You can get it in line anyway, as I just showed. I am wondering if it's worth doing a run on that, but we're not in release mode, are we? It's not really. So, what are my conclusions? That if statement is harming us. And it's harming us because we are, oh God, this, oh yeah, that's my if statement. That one doesn't matter because it's after the result. That if statement is harming us. Mainly, the flow through here is all over the place. As you saw, it was jumping around all over the place in memory, which means what is happening is it's loading up the loop. Well, it's actually loading up all instructions from there to the end, but it's not loading this middle bit up. This bit doesn't get loaded. That bit doesn't get loaded. That gets loaded when that pulls, and there's nothing else to load, so it doesn't show. If we had a lot more stuff here, then it would show that preloaded was all the way down here. And then it was throwing that preloaded away and then loading up this lot. And then it would have to throw that away and load up this lot. So that's how a CPU works. The problem that we've got here is the CPU is having to stutter. We have a CPU stutter, and it's been generated by a double for loop. Are there better ways of doing this? Yeah, we don't need a double for loop. It's interestingly enough, we could take it down to a single for loop, and we could take that if statement out. Do we need the for loop, or can we just say while? Probably could use a while loop for the whole thing. But for loop doesn't really matter, the same things. That's how I would optimize it. I would first of all remove those for loops and just reduce that to 1, so that I can only measure across one for loop instead of having to measure inside a for loop, which I don't like to do. So are there fixes here? Yeah, of course there are. Let's get rid of all this test stuff. There's huge fixes to be done here. The other problem is we're in debug mode, so I wouldn't do anything like optimization until I was in release mode. I never optimize my debug. You can't, because the debug symbols and the way this IDE works in debug mode, if you're wondering what's going on in the background, you see this IDE is also running all of this stuff here. Also, I can stop this anytime I want. There you go. Just stopped it. Everything stops. So I can interrupt and continue at any time I want and look at things. Oh, it brings it to the top if you do that. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. You see, you've got full control over your program whilst it's running. You can pause your program. Look, there's a little pause button. Yeah. So can you investigate timings whilst you're in debug mode? Yeah, of course you can. Can you do anything about them whilst you're in debug mode? Nope. You won't get the results you're expecting. What I would do really is make a note to look at that in release mode, and that's it. So I will put to do. Check the time. Check how long this takes to do in release mode. In release mode, hopefully you've turned on full optimizations, and at that point, I know for certain, well, 99% certain that that if statement will not survive optimization. That will be optimized out. Double for loop like this might be optimized. The only reason it's a double for loop is because I'm a human being. And I've used a two-dimensional array. So, of course, actually, we've got thingies now, haven't we? Hey, Seppi. Why is the URL changing to IP if you type ****? Oh, I see Kurt69 has joined us as well. Hi there, in squiggly writing. First of all, Seppi, what URL? What URL where? When? That's completely off the wall question, but a nice one. Do apologise for not answering and saying anything quite soon, but anyway. So yeah, back to this. God, I'm going to have to watch chat more often. Right, I'm going to do better on chat. Apologies to everybody who's just been trying to chat with me the last couple of days. I have not been with it fully. As you can tell, my voice tone has been very close to monotone because I'm experiencing some problems. Right. No, I'm not experiencing problems. I'm just using this as a solution to stop me having problems. That was it. That's a better way of explaining it. Optimizations, when in place, will probably break all of that information that we've typed in there into something completely different. It will reprogram the whole structure here for us. I hope it will anyway, because what I've just looked at was awful. There's bits of assembly code not linked to anything. Why is the URL changing to IP if I type ****? I haven't got a keyboard over there. Can't check. Hmm. That's interesting. No idea what that is. URL. What is wrong with Windows today? Screens will not appear. Windows is crap. So that's what I was thinking. Some if Seppi was talking about protected sites, then yeah, or unprotected sites in this case. Yeah, it sounds like he's got an unprotected site. If you go to something like www.amberskies, it shouldn't happen. .org.uk. Can't reach this page. Yes, you can. Not secure. Comes up with the IP. That is supposed to come up with www. Well, it's supposed to come up with Amber Skies, but it doesn't because it hasn't been set by somebody not too far away to come up correctly. So that is the IP address of Amber Skies, which it's not supposed to show. It's all. I don't know why it's not secure. I mean, you should really go to SSH on this. Yeah, it's Qt3D stuff, isn't it? It still work, this? Oh, it does. Amazing. Qt3D, yeah. It's just some bits and pieces of information on there. There's nothing much. Some work that I did in the past. I'm glad to see it's still up there. That might not exist next year. Right, what we're doing? Review, code review. I'm thinking that's what Seppi was talking about, but don't quote me. Yeah, when you buy a www.name, domain name, you get options when you redirect that to a web page on how the web page name is displayed at the top in the browser, and you can stop it from showing the IP address. And then if you type in asterisk, 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 you might just break that if it's not a secure connection or it's not a secured site. Ask the browser manufacturer why they can't get it right. Maybe. So, right, I've covered that side of a code review. Yes, Muppet. Thank you. The other side of today's code review is to discuss something very, very important. Hello. Obviously, it's to do with the code and not necessarily Muppet. Muppet, do you want to be centre of attention? You do? Okay, come on then. Be centre of attention. There you go. Muppet's centre of attention now. Okay. Stop messing around. Come on, Blades. Focus. No, I'm having fun. Stuff it. Right. The other thing is press F5 again. I may as well keep it running, to be honest with you. This right. We can stop all this now. It's irrelevant. That was what I was trying to really get at. It's those timings are irrelevant. What haven't we got in front of us? Well, I showed at the beginning of the stream, we haven't got our UI here. We haven't got anything here. We haven't got our model there either. So this review was done on purpose at this point because of that. All right, the next thing I need to do is take out that goddamn print useless thing. That's a guideline. It's not a reality. Do not read anything else into it. So we'll just do that. Get rid of it, shall we? I use it as a guideline to check that I'm not going into silly land, which it is for some reason. So I might change the code, but I shouldn't. Never react to times or timings. The reason I put that one in is because I was interested in the actual results, which are immaterial, but I was just interested to see how debugging affected rendering on a machine with a graphics card. You've got to remember, this is the first time I've been programming OpenGL on a machine with a graphics card in over 2 to 3 years. So this is my first long time no see graphics card thingy. I don't normally program OpenGL on graphics cards. I program on machines that either have very bad graphics cards or no graphics card at all. In fact, I wanted to do that with this because I do have a machine sat next to me running Windows that doesn't have a graphics card in it. It's got a Radeon chip in it. It's got an SoC, is it? Yeah, system on a chip. There's no graphics card in there, it's just running it off the chip. But the HDMI output on it is awful. So I will be putting a Diddy graphics card in there so I can get HDMI off it, I think, if I want to use it. And funnily enough, it's faster than this machine, which is an i7. 7800, is it? No. This is interesting because i7 8700 CPU, 3.2 gigahertz with boost, goes up to about 4.7. 32 gigabytes of RAM, which really doesn't help. Doesn't say that it's got a graphics card in it. This doesn't even tell me what graphics card I've got. GPU is an RX 580 series. I think. Doesn't say. I think These are the core. Yeah, that's CPU, and that's obviously the GPU. Then RX 580. What the hell's an RX 580 when it's at home? I know nothing about graphics cards. I think they're a big waste of time. Oh! Something I need to mention today. Oh, is he doing James Bond again? I've just completely... Why doesn't it have a symbol? Radeon RX 580. Let's have a look. Asus. So how does it? How's this worded? All right, comes at the first. All right, so Asus. I don't know. Four gigabytes or 8 GB? I think 4 GB. Probably. There is one at 123. Wow. About 160, yeah. Yeah, this is the graphics card. This kind of thing. So that's the graphics card I've got. Fans don't really turn on until 50 degrees C, and it hardly ever gets there, so... Yeah. So that gives you an idea. Whereas... Compute I'm next to... Have a look at that system. Oh, that's interesting. Doesn't give me about. Here we go. That is AMD. Ryzen 5. 3400G. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Really. So this is pretty cheap. 120 quid. 130. Comes with RX Vega 11. Vega 11. This one. So RX Vega 11 graphics, whatever that is. No idea. And 125 quid. That's 4 cores. Interesting. Never mind, I don't know. 65 watts sounds about right. Anyway, what I wanted to mention today was it's not going to be about programming. It's about something else. Right, about programming, what I was about to go on to. We need to think about this camera here. And obviously the message board and display boxes with all their lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Now, initially, we had the camera at a set position. But now the camera's moved. So shouldn't we have moved the message board? Interesting. How would we do that? Yeah. So we have innocently set our camera position here. We've put it in. So why didn't it follow? Or did it? Camera position, camera rotation. Yeah. Initialized GUI message board with camera. It should have followed. Let's have a look at that. Alright, so here we go. We create a message board position, but what do we do with it? So where is it? There. So it's actually there. Camera. Position plus these. That should be correct. 1 second. Is it there? Doesn't look as though the bottom ones are followed. That's interesting. I wonder why that's not worked. Still see the rooms and the thingies down the bottom if you look closely enough, but that's irrelevant. I can't see that. We need a... What I'm going to do? Yeah, okay. Why doesn't it follow the camera? Okay. Question asked. I'm just going to concentrate on that message board first. And to do with that, we have to change the lighting. Copy. Interesting stuff. Let's have a look. GLM, Vec3, open brackets, Control V, close brackets, and we just want to add 2. $45. And I'll put it 1 to the right and 1 up to give it an angle. Lovely. Let's have a look at that. You're right, Pudding. Doing strange things. The camera's working, and we definitely don't have anything in front of the camera now. That's a guarantee. We can't have anything in front of the camera because we now have the light just over our right-hand shoulder. So anything that goes in front of the camera will now show. All right. What am I thinking about? That. We've corrected this already, haven't we? There we go. So that's sorted. Done that. Why would that be? This is under the initialization here. So we set the camera position. We are just taking the rotation off for a second. The message board camera takes in a GLM. No, it takes in the camera. Okay, camera comes in. We set some variables. We add it to the entities. Hold on a minute. Add model position. Getting it from there. Okay. We know that works. Why doesn't this work? Why am I seemingly missing something here? Oh, right, this is the message board part, isn't it? This is all text. Which again, we're using the camera position for. Message board. position equals percent F percent F percent F backslash N. What we're needing. Message. I think I'm already starting to realize what's going wrong here. Yeah. Message board. Position. Dot. Position. Dot. X. Comma. Ah, never mind. Lovely. And Z. And I'll run that. Forty 10 42.4. Okay. Nearly got it right that time. So let's do this. And that's going to just be camera, isn't it? I don't know why I haven't done that as dots. Should be .x. I don't know why. Makes more sense. It's better for readability. Done it there. Haven't done it down here either. It's not a correction, it's just a different notation. Different way of noting it, that's all. See if this breaks the system or not. Hopefully it will. The whole point to doing these experiments is to break the system. If you can. If you can break the system, it's not robust enough. It's there, it's not showing. So the camera's position is okay. The message board's in the correct place. Less means in front. But the rendering is wrong. So when we render that message board, what are we rendering? So let's go and take a look. We are rendering nothing. Why? Because we're only doing the map. That might help. Oh, now we've got this stupid thing where I have to do Alright, see if we can do that a lot. There's one section. Control Shift. Back off. No, I can't. Yeah. Damn strange. Control Shift. It'll work on that. See, it even leaves that alone. Okay, let's render the GUI boxes now. I think that might be... Oh, it's got a split in there. Will it ignore it? No, it won't. Definite bugs in this IDE. Well, this IDE has definite stupidity embedded in it, unfortunately. Have we got any more that we haven't put back on? Okay. It's unfortunate that the IDE really isn't very good, because Microsoft have had a long time to get this right, and they still haven't got it right. Sorry to say. Right, we've reinstated our renderer. That might help. Put everything back to how it should be. I hope. F5. There we go. So, that's where it is. But there's a problem. So it's rendering properly. Good. There is a problem. Well, not a problem. There is something missing. And Muppet. Get my attention. Oh, you want to shake your head over me? Thank you. That's lovely. I'm glad you wanted to share that with me. Oh, God. Yeah. Why wasn't it showing? I'll show you why. Because we have to put the... no. It's nothing to do with the rendering. Rendering's fine. It's all to do with this. One line here, which I have to replace. F5. Oh, it's all disappeared again. And as I said, the light's now out of place, so it's behind the camera. So yeah, well, whatever. I don't care about that. But it's not changed. You see, the camera's position and the message board position hasn't changed. What has changed is the angle, the rotation. Getting sick of this. Is it Control Tab? Oh my God, what's happened here? Is this new? Active files, main game loop. Active tool windows. There's output solution error. Yeah. Don't know what the hell that's all about. Yeah, we've got this rotation in anyway, rotation X. And we haven't allowed for it. So when we go down here to our initializer, it ain't gonna work very well. Right, where's our printfs? Thank you. Let's get rid of you. Not needed anymore. Let's put the fix in instead. So. It's message board position. Rotation X equals camera. Position, I guess. No, rotation X. Rotation X. Yeah, folks, we didn't do it all. Didn't put everything in. So let's put everything in and it should start working again properly. Let's go for rotation Y. Message board. Don't do that. Control A. Dot rotation Z. Come on then. Come on, Muppet. If you want to come and have a hug, you come and have a hug. Come on. Come on, love. All right. Okay, come on. Are you just getting too hot? You are warm again. You're very hot. You've got a temperature, love. Bless you. Equals camera. Dot rotation Z, please. Okay, that'll fix that one. But what have we rotated it around? We've rotated it around the x-axis. But that's wrong. Is it Alt-Tab? All right. Okay. So let's actually take a look at what we just did. We decided, hey, that sounds interesting. Let's just rotate it with the camera. And so we did. It did nothing because I haven't got rotation in there now. But we rotated it in place. So we rotated it here. It never moved. It needs to move down in an arc. So it really needs to be positioned and rotated properly. Right, how did that work? We can just use a matrix. Oh, sorry. We can use a matrix. I'm just trying to work out how to do that. I think that's overcomplicated. Get you back to 45. Because that's the complicated bit. Where's my pen? Just go up to the top. Anywhere will do. Right, so it shows the 45 here, yeah. No, Muppet, I didn't bring this out for you to sit on. Now stop it. Now you've made me knock the microphone and you're slabbering all over the place. Thank you. You are ace. I'm really loving you today. Okay. What do we need? Let's try you. Okay, that worked. That worked. Good. Let's pop you over here for us. It doesn't really matter. We can chuck you over here, Carl. Right, so highlighter, pen. Okay. What do we have? We have won't do it. No. I've got this to work before. Right. For some reason, this What is going on? Oh, right. Tablet mode off. Yeah, that's it. Bin. Right. What we have is let's call this the ground. That is Z positive out of the screen. Okay. And your camera is looking down here. But we are taking our UI and placing it here. So as you can see, we are just altering our UI's position and putting it there. If we rotate it, it will rotate in position around the axis that we call, rather than rotating around that position there. So it's not going to rotate like that, it's going to rotate around itself here. That gives you an idea how that bit works. To make it a true child of the camera, you have to fix it to the camera's final position, I think is the best idea. So we're actually calculating the UI's position in the wrong place, is what I'm trying to get at. Because we can't do it or initialize it to the correct position. There's just no way of doing it. We can set where we would prefer it to be relative to the camera, but we can't move it. We have no initial way of doing that. We have no code to do it. Or do we? So let's have a look at that. So this gives you pointer. This gives you an idea of the problem. So when we initialize this, we don't need the camera at all. It's pointless. So what we can do is we can take that out of here. That will break everything, of course. And where are we? Main game loop. So I'm going to take the main camera out of there. I should have spotted this earlier. Well, I did know that I'd done it, but... So take that out of those two, because we're just wasting our time with that. It ain't gonna work that way. You can't just add to the camera's position because we need to rotate it. And that causes all these problems. So we go back to the top and we just give it an offset. So we're not setting a position anymore. We are setting an offset to the direction in which the camera is facing. Do I need a rotation? No, we're not changing it. So typing in that lot was really a waste of time, I think. Anyway. So we can take all this camera stuff out. It's no good to us. It's not helping us. In fact, it's defeating the objective. Let's be honest. And we should have quite a lot more down here. There we go. Actually makes the code better as well, which I like. So what we have here are offsets. So what we do is we initialize. Oh God, what happened there? How did that happen? All right. So GUI initializes an offset. To a position, and it's an offset. So we initialize that to where we want it to be relative to whichever direction this camera or can be in a complete and utter ball. I mean, this camera has full free movement and can look in any direction. All right, this is not relative. Okay, I've got to reach over for that one. Why can't I click it? Because we are on there. All right. Thank you. Okay. Are you going to click? Yeah, thanks. We've still got camera positioning. Why have we got that back? I thought I deleted that. Oh, I deleted the one above. So all the text is the same. Okay, make sure there's no more cameras in here. Right, we have one red. That's here. All right, that's it. So now the message box will definitely not be in front of the camera because we have no way of doing that. Okay. I think I've explained the problem, that our UI is never going to position itself properly unless we render it to the correct place. So let's have a look at that. Okay. So that doesn't work in tablet mode. That's wonderful to know. Lovely. Windows 10. Who'd have thought, eh? Half the programs don't work in Windows 10 in tablet mode, which is what I use for broadcasting. That's great. Have I ever tried Rust? Yes, of course I have. I want to program in Rust, but if you look at my Rust broadcasts, you'll find out why. Look on Ember Skies. Check it out on Ember Skies, I think. I'll pop that one. There's no speech on that, is there? Right, okay. So, yeah. I think it's on Ember Skies. Let me find it. Okay, new tab. Can I put you over here? No. Why can't I bring this tab out? Ah, there we go. Right. Ember Skies. That one. I should have one on Rust. Java. I think it was during a research stream. That's interesting. Alright, that's just me playing silly stuff, is it? There's no Rust programming in there, no. Vulkan with Qt SFML. Alright. Couple on there. Electron, Mono, and Atom. Helps see the title screens. Node.js. What have we got here? There you go. Welcome to assembly language. That's assembler. That's all there is to it. I mean, there's not really much I can say about that. So, assembly language is pretty straightforward and easy. What I wouldn't do with so much stuff on this is try and do like a 3D engine or something like that. Blah blah blah. Putting stuff onto a screen, because I would not have done it in here. I would have done it on system calls. CLion. What's it good for? Number crunching. That's event handlers. What can we do with it? We can embed it into other programs. Most programs will have a similar ability to embedding. There's so much stuff I've got online now. I've forgotten where half the stuff is. So yeah, that's that. That's assembler. What else have we got? I thought I'd put it in there. We have C. Possibly my most favourite language of all time is C. Let's have a look at this one. I've got an A out already, haven't I? No, yeah, I can't remember what I've done with it. That's bad of me, isn't it? Go back to my channel a minute. Make sure I didn't put it in here. Java. C, how to get started, really, I suppose. This is the one that we're on at the moment. This is a record of that was the initial play around that was a sandbox. So I decided to start Sandrogue, that was version 0.1. We moved on to 0.2 on the Mac. We're on version 1.0 alpha, and we're on Windows. No, I can't remember what I did with it. But it's on CLion. Not CLion, no, it's a community version. JetBrains community version. It's on there. Next to Java. Which is why I don't have it on here. Right. But yes, I can program in Rust quite happily. In fact, I would prefer to program in Rust. I prefer to program in Rust on the Mac. Now that's a challenge. We're just about to look at the renderer, weren't we? No, I like going off topic, sorry. So, yeah, I absolutely honestly think I would like to do a version of this in Rust. I think Rust would be a better programming language than C++ for this. The problem I had with Rust, and I think it's possibly on one of my rants, is compilation time. Right, I'll do a full compilation of this. It's C++. It's not a small program anymore. So build, right? Rebuild solution in debug. We'll clean it as well to make sure it's not cheating. Rebuild solution from start. Done. Yeah. If it takes more than 10 seconds to build a solution, there's a problem. And Rust was up to 40 seconds before I even got like that far with 4 files. I never got past 2 files. It wasn't good. And it's library dependent, whereas this isn't. You can build your own libraries here. Well, you can in Rust, but actually I hadn't thought of that. I think I'd start from scratch with Rust and do it again. But I would have to build an OpenGL parser, which is fine. I mean, it's very simple to do, really. It's not a problem. I'm using SDL in this because I'm being lazy, to be honest with you. Right, we've got a problem with what? Boxes. Let's do boxes first before I do text. Right, so we look up the model position here. So we've got some code missing here. Attach GUI to camera. So where's our camera? I don't think there's very many languages I haven't touched in my lifetime, but that's just me. I love to play around with languages. We have no camera. We have no camera because we are relying upon the game state to carry us through there. So that means our view matrix is coming from up here somewhere. So camera position, uniform location. Yeah, we've got that. The view matrix is coming from, we've got the matrix. What would happen, do you think, if I took that and used it down here in a little naughty kind of way? Let's see, where's our position? Where's that note? Here we go. So we've got this thing here. We've got a view matrix. If we multiply the vector by view matrix, where will it place it? It won't work. What we have to do is calculate the position first, and I bet we're doing it in the model. We are. Damn it. We need that. And the final render's got it. Well, if we move that out, it doesn't change anything. The model position still comes over with our calculated model matrix. Just take that out there for a second. Okay. That's that one. What the hell's going on here? That has to change. Yeah. What am I doing? Star model position. Equals. Cut. Paste. That highlights you lot. And then all we do is put in model position here. There we go. So you done? It goes in here. Oops. So that goes in there. So what is the line I want? I want model position. Dot something or other. It's model matrix. So. Hold on a minute. I've got to get this right first time, I guess. Okay. Any ideas? This is not going to go right, is it? We've got to reset that, attach it to the camera. We need the camera's model matrix, but it doesn't have one. Because there's no model. It's going to be multiplied by the view matrix twice. That's awkward. That's dangerous. I don't like what I'm doing. I'm going to have to sit down and think about that one. We have to make it model matrix. Dun, dun, dun. Just trying to remember how to do animation. God, you realise I've never done animation on this channel. Oh my God. Wow. This isn't right. It could be the other way around. Matrix multiplication is backwards. That's a good point. Try it backwards. I'm only testing this because I can't remember what the hell I was supposed to do. I'm not seeing it, so... Oh well. I'll have to work it out. Poor me. I'll actually have to do some work and work something out. What are you up to? Muppet. But that's the idea. We are looking at an equation going in here to attach the GUI to the camera. So we effectively make the GUI a child of the camera. And I don't think we've got the right things in the camera to do it. at the moment. I think that's going to need a bit of extra programming to do. So we can drag it around. Oh, that was a bad flash. Wish it wouldn't do that. I know why it does it now. That's not even a good attempt at it. That's pretty poor. We have to take each of the values and multiply them by the matrix. But it's which values do we multiply by the matrix and in which order? That's interesting. We might have to scrub that out and do another one. Like calc child matrix. And then place that in there. I think that might be a better idea. It's at what level is this calculation done? I know it's done here, but at what level? Yeah. My brain is not giving me a solution, so I'll leave it alone and my brain will give me a solution. So that's not a problem. That's good. That's good. We've got a solution. We know we've got a solution. We've just got to work out how it works. That's all. I want it systematically to work simply. Because I've already created a very simple method in the text here. This may have to line everything up. Very simple component in Text 3D. And then I've gone over to a system to use it. For the text update, what we're doing is we're actually creating text. And this is where it could bite us. And we're creating and adding to the renderer the component model for each text item. Oh, by the way, that's where all that time's coming from. If you're wondering why is it taking something like 30 milliseconds, this is why. I shoved it all in the renderer. Well, I haven't, no, but I've shoved it somewhere. All that data, it's renderers pulling in and out. Right, that solves that problem. All I have to do now is write the solution out. I know how it works, I just got to write it out. Next. Oh, what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about something I spotted last night. I don't know why it occurred to me, but it did. Because I watch videos in the evenings to relax, and I don't watch programming videos, obviously. I watch videos about hardware, overclocking, that kind of thing. Interesting stuff. What occurred to me was something I was looking at. Yes, hush, love. Hush. It's not food time, no. Sorry. Right, let's see if I can find it. This is going to be an advert for somebody. Go back to stream manager, I suppose. Home. Actually hardcore overclocking. Right, AHOC. I'm going to give this person a shout out. Whether they deserve it or not is a totally different thing. And this is what I was watching last night when it occurred to me. So, I'll put it on screen.
Need a professional logo for your brand? I've used the new Wix Logo Maker to create one for my startup. I'll show you how.
Are you getting the sound?
First, go to Wix Logo Maker.
Careful here. Right, I can't put it on for screen for too long. Here we go. That's it. That's all I'm allowed to show because otherwise I get wiped. I'm giving him a shout out actually. This is the guy if you want to watch if you're into hardware and electronics, which I am. Because I'm a systems analyst, I love these. I love looking over the systems. And I was looking at this motherboard of a GPU. This is the new, is it the NVIDIA? Skip trial. Gaming X Trio from MSI, the RTX 3080. There you go, MSI. A bit of a shout out for you. By the way, it's a crap board. I wouldn't buy this if you paid me. Right. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. I watched the whole video and that's my assessment of this board. I think it's rubbish. What we have on this board is we have a mini computer. Okay? We have a mini computer. There's the processor in the middle. There's your memory surrounding the processor. Okay? Think of it as a computer. And this is your power supply. Down these two sides. Okay, so it's power supply is coming in from two sides, which is fine. Look, they can do that if they want. I don't care. But I looked at this gap here. Do you see these two holes here and these two holes here? Well, if you draw a line, actually I can draw a line. I take tablet mode off and hit up an Epic Pen. I can show you exactly what I saw. Now you've got to remember I've got a very active imagination and it can tell me silly things at any time. But when it shows me something like this, I suddenly sit up and take notice of my imagination and take note of what it's telling me. So let's do it. Oh, that's a bit small. Let's blobby it. All right. Blobby, blobby, blobby. Okay. Blobby, blobby, blobby. To here. To here. Okay. To here. And back. And blobby, 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 blobby down there. Alright. Then we have, let me just have a look. I've got one here. Got two connectors. I've got a connector here on a ribbon cable and a connector here. And those connectors go through to memory. That's a power connector. That's a connector. Just imagine we've got connectors going into that chip there. Okay, and that chip has power coming in. So power coming in to that one. And that's communication with that chip. That chip. What we're going to do is we're going to take that chip and I'm going to put it inside this plastic box. Okay. And I'm going to put these 4 chips in this plastic box as well. Okay. Now there'll be a controller for these. That's for power. So the controller's actually on the chip. Okay, so part of this chip controls memory. System on a chip, SoC. Right. Once you get to that stage, and you start thinking, hold on a minute, but what if this has got letters on it, say? Let's put some letters on it, shall we? Let's name, let's give it a name. What name came to mind? Here. Oh, that was it, yeah. I remember now. Let's say, for instance, Samsung SSD. Hold on a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. What have you just drawn there? Whoa, stop. What are you doing, Blades? What's happening here? Look at what I've drawn. A little black box. About that big, maybe? No? Yeah. Look at how small it is on the bottom right-hand side there. Let's take a look. Look at this. Look at the size on these. And look at this little diddy 1 terabyte. This is a dot 2 dot, whatever you want to call it. N.2, M.2, sorry. 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes. Whoa, hold on a minute. You got 2 terabytes here. How big is this? What do you mean zoom in? Where's the information on them? Don't want to buy it. Performance, interface. How big is it? How big is that? That would fit probably. That would fit across those 2 holes there. So probably about that big in relation to this card. 2 terabytes. Okay, let's go back to this drawing a minute. Let's just clean it all up. What is 2 TB? How much memory is here? That's going to be 4 to 5 gigabytes. Pretend this is a big computer and that's your main CPU. Let's blow this up to computer size now. You've got 8 to 64 gigabytes. 2 terabytes. Why do we need this? What's the point? Stop it, you're moving. Damn you. Stop moving. What is the point of this memory? What is the point of any computer today of having memory? That's a 2 terabyte solid state drive. That there, the memory inside of your computer is solid state. Damn it, again. That is solid state. That is solid state. I'm confused. Why do we need 2? I can understand it with a physical hard drive, because a physical hard drive is slow. Ah, we can't yet. Thank you. Nothing. Why is my mind coming up with nothing? Interesting. Why can't I use this computer when I put it into this mode? Oh, right, I've got you now. I understand it's here. I'll quick look down here. What the hell's the mixed reality portal? Please somebody tell me. Alright, let's have a look at this. Let's just clear the screen. Does help. Performance. There we go. Read 563, write 6303, read 76660. Write 87. What are these numbers meaning? That's random. Sequential. Megabytes per second. Interesting. Right. So this is a solid state drive. This isn't. So you can automatically see why you don't want to use a normal drive in what I'm about to suggest. I would suggest using that as your memory. Just take your memory out and plug that straight into your memory slot. Look at the speed on it. I don't understand. Why are we still using physical memory in our machines? What is the point of it? If anybody can answer that question, and give me a damn good reason why we still need it. I'm in the air about that, but that's a shout out there for very good work by this guy on actually hardcore overclocking. Brilliant review. Well, not a review, a brilliant look at how it was put together. Rather like that one. But that occurred to me last night. I thought it was worth mentioning because, as you may know, I don't just do programming. This channel isn't just about programming. This channel is about quite a lot of things. Well, it's about anything, really, that's technology-based. And that one's got me wondering. Really has got me wondering. I am starting to think I might start building a computer again. I've got the bits here. I've got the old Linux machine to tear to pieces. The only one that I actually own. Where was I going with this? Oh, it's in main game loop. Right, my notes are in here. Here we go. Right, I would like to place the player. Yes. So it's place player, place camera. That was missed out. So this is what I'm looking at next. Getting a setup, because we haven't even put the keyboard in yet. Keyboard goes here. Update input from the user, yeah. Yeah, I think I want to do this next. Because we've got everything now in place. We actually don't really need that many. We don't need any extra files. Right, okay. So that's what we're doing next. We're going to be doing that. Is there anything else I want to cover today? Anybody got any questions for me? You should study philosophy. I did. I have a strange way of thinking. Put it that way. Let's see. If we do that next, what are we on today? We are on just the code review. So the code review is healthy. The GUI requires a rendering update. That's good. We know that now. And I want to place the player and the camera so that we can actually put a start point to the game. I want to finish off our initialization, if you can see what I'm saying. Now we've got rid of what we didn't need and we've simplified it down slightly. This doesn't need to be here. See, that moves out straight away. No, nothing like that should be in the initialization. The initialization is a straight initialization, and then you start the main game loop. There should be nothing interfering here. So that's easy to do. That's updated there. That's updated there. This is getting more and more interesting because I can take more and more out of the renderer soon. You can see this now is slowly, very, very slowly and very, very gradually. Take that out now. Coming together. I'm not sure I need that there. Yeah. We can do it all in here. We can initialize each level with different light positions or whatever we want to do, really. Set light here. So we don't need that. Wherever it was just hanging out doing nothing. You don't need to do that every frame. Remember, anything that goes in here is only done once per level. All of this is... this could be separated off completely, I think. But it does have... yeah, it's got very... yeah, well, sort of nearly. It might get there. Alright. That just cleaned up that gap, which I didn't like. Camera does move, so that has to be done there. Yeah. I think I'd like those two together. Then we can do the GUI after. Put those two the other way around. Just swapping things around to make it more sense with the GUI and the text being in the same place. We can get rid of some of this space here. Alright, what we got? That's looking possibly a little bit better. I need another couple of spaces in there. Yeah, that'll do that. Put another space in there. Give that a bit of space. Top that. Right, that's better. That's all separated out now. These haven't been used. I'll keep those unused. This is a code review, I'm just moving things around. Anything else I need? Blah, 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 blah. Things are coming to the correct place. Yes, they're migrating. Code migrates and evolves. If you don't let it, you kill it. That's migrated and evolved now. Yeah. So I just need child events. And then we need player and camera. Placing the camera should sponsor a child event to happen. And that should set our text and GUI to the right place. That has to be automated. Right, got it. Know what I'm doing now. Thank God. That's it, I suppose. Is there anything else anybody wants me to talk about? I've got 1,000,001 subjects that I should talk about, but I never do. Nope, it's looking good. Excellent. So I think we can call that a fairly good code review. 100% success. I hope I've eased your mind about long times on rendering. And the fact that the code is definitely not optimized for rendering. In fact, we are doing calculations in there that we definitely shouldn't be doing in there. I'm hoping that our rendering code will clean up by itself, but I'm starting to doubt it now. I think we've got a rendering code set there that has the least possible lines of code in it type of thing. I think it's a minimalistic renderer. Very basic. Nothing special. It's taking a long time because we're overloading it with stuff that calculations that it shouldn't be doing. All calculations should be completed before you go to render. But that's a system requirement, not a programming requirement. So, on that note, I'm going to go and see why my cat is meowing. There is definitely sulking now, so he definitely wants something. And I'm going to sort myself some food out. Yay! Take care, peeps. I hope you all stay well. And if you can, have a little bit of fun, but ask the next person that builds a computer for you, why are you putting memory in it when you've got an SSD? It's an interesting question. Take care. If I can, I'll find Twitch Studio here. And it's still working, look, it's all working. It's so fun. I love it when it's working. So take care, peeps. And have fun. There we go. Thanks for popping by, you lot. Icy Curves. 69. Thanks for popping by. Sappy TW. Thanks for popping by. Good to see you, mate.